Welcome to our BPM overview. When you log in, you're going to be presented with your dashboard where you can see orders waiting approval, open recs or POs, year-to-date, month-to-date spending, and recent activity. To begin, we'll come over to the left here to put in a requisition. You'll click on your requisitions, and this will bring up a screen that shows you the requisitions you created, any open orders, rejected orders, or canceled orders, and you can search by PO number or vendor. We'll begin by coming into New Order and then coming into the Items field. You'll notice my drop-down list. This is an internal catalog that we can upload your items, description, pricing, and users can choose from that catalog to produce line items. And you can maintain this catalog if you need to change pricing or add additional items or delete. So we'll begin by putting in, I want to buy something associated with the word computer. This will bring me up anything in my list that is associated with the word computer. So we'll choose a printer here. You'll notice my vendor and my GL account automatically populated. We can tie those fields to an item. We'll put in a delivery date, where we're going to ship it to. These would be your addresses and they can be pre-populated, and the quantity, the unit of measure, rate, and amount pulled from the catalog. We do have custom fields here that you can utilize for your organization, and you can put budgets on each one of these customized fields as well as the GL account. And we'll just add that to the order. If I come into my catalog and maybe there's an item that's new, it's not in the catalog yet, I have the ability to put it in as a one-time item, or if you give your users permission, add it to the catalog permanently. I'm going to put in what my item is, a quick description of it. I'm going to put a vendor in. If it's not in the list, they can add it. My delivery date, I can ship it to a different address. I can change the GL code on this line item, and I can associate custom fields with this line item. I'll put in the quantity and the unit of measure and the rate and add it to the order. As quickly as that, I have one line item from the catalog and one from scratch. I do have the ability to put in internal notes, only the organization sees, or maybe external notes, and upload any items that I have saved, and I can put in freight, discount, and taxes. And then we're just going to submit this. The system will automatically give it a requisition number, notify you that it's pending approval, and it is sending alerts to your approvers. Another way to put line items on a requisition is create requisition from punch-out. This is more with your online vendors. I'll come into my vendor field and I'll have a drop-down list of the vendors I'm connected to. I choose my vendor and click vendor website, and this will push me out onto the actual vendor website. So now I'm just going to go ahead and shop like I normally do. So we'll put those items into my cart. We'll add this. And then when I'm finished adding those items, I'll have my cart subtotal here, and I'll submit these items for approval. Nothing's been placed with the vendor yet, as it'll come back into Bellwether and go through an approval. But you'll notice it populated your line items here for you. So I just have to put in a delivery date, where I'm going to ship it to, my GL count, if this is mandatory, and I can associate it with any customized fields here. And I can also upload any documents I've saved, put any internal notes or external notes, and freight and taxes. And I'll go ahead and save this. Again, the system will automatically give it a requisition number, let you know it's pending approval, and your approvers are being notified. As an approver, I can see in the system here that I have approvals waiting my approval, or if maybe I'm out of the office, I can actually do this from my email. So I will get notifications through email that let me know when a requisition was created and by who, how many line items need my approval, the total, who it was submitted by, and the vendor. We have an auto approve feature that you can give them permission. You'll see all the line item detail. You can approve it and move on. Or if you want to look at it and review it more closely from your email, click review order. And this will bring you into your approval screen within Bellwether itself. So on this screen is going to have all of the requisitions that still are pending my approval. I can open up this requisition and get more detail. the requisition number, the amount, each line item, any custom fields associated with that line item, as well as any budgeting, what's accumulated, pending, allocated, and any attachments. Once everything looks good, I click back. I'll go ahead and click on my requisition and approve it. And I'm going to go ahead and approve this one. Again, you could open it up, or if the line item detail is good enough, you can just go ahead and approve. Anything rejected can be sent back with notes. So once my requisition is approved, whoever's going to be placing the order will get a notification, and then they can come into their purchase ordering tab here, and this will show them all the requisitions that have already been approved. So I'm going to take this Amazon one here, and since I created it from Punchout, I'm going to create the PO from Punchout. And all I'm going to do is save and push this and send it to the vendor. I will get immediate confirmation the vendor received. Now you notice here I have two different vendors on a requisition. I can actually take this line item for Dell and this one and combine it onto one PO if I want, or send separate. And what we'll do is actually tie your contacts within Bellwether. So you can either save this as a draft, save this, or save and send it. And if the contacts are tied, it'll populate here with any message to the vendor, and then you can send it out. As soon as the vendor received it and opens that up, again, the system will update that the vendor has received. Once your vendors have received your POs and they're sending you your items, whoever's in charge of receiving will come into this receiving screen. This first screen will show everything that is still outstanding, and you can partially or fully receive orders. So I'm going to go ahead with this Amazon one. I ordered one of the printers. I'm going to say I received it. You can upload a copy of the packing slip if it's been saved, enter a packing slip number and any receiving notes, and you can make those fields mandatory. By receiving that, it takes it off of my screen. Now, on this line item here, I ordered 5. Maybe I only got 3, but I did receive the rest of this. When I come up here and receive this, you'll notice it'll leave the remaining line item out here so that you know that you are still owed those 2 items. So once you do your receiving, now you're going to be invoiced. So you can come into your invoice screen here, and this is going to show you all of your pending POs. Anything with the match invoice button next to it means you have received something, whether it was full or partial. Anything without a button next to it means you have not received anything on that yet. So if I received an invoice for this PO number, I'm going to click on Match Invoice. I'm going to check the PO number here against the amount that they're charging me. I can put an invoice number in if I want, as well as an invoice date. I can upload a copy of the invoice if I've saved it. And what you're matching is in the order lines here, you want to make sure that your invoice matches what you've actually received from them, as well as the quantity. You do have the ability to add in freight discounts and taxes if it wasn't on the first one going out, and internal notes or any external notes. And then we'll just go ahead and submit this. By submitting it, it's actually building line items out on a CSV file that you can use for your accounting. So here are invoices that I've processed. Once I process these and download the CSV file, I can actually take this file and compare it to what has been received by my accounting department, or you can actually use this to import into your accounting software. So for example, you can put on this invoice numbers, invoice dates, due dates, PO numbers, order date, item, GL accounts, any customized fields. These line items indicate that you have received the items and it's okay to go ahead and pay the vendors. We do have reporting. We have a couple canned reports within the system itself here, but it does have a report writer in it, so you have the ability to write reports on any of the data fields within Bellwether. We also do have inventory. It is basic. It'll be able to show you the item, where it's located, quantity on hand, minimum, maximums, and you can run reorder reports. And if These are listed as stock items. When you receive them, you can also receive and update your inventory, or you can also put them in as new transactions, as add inventory, issue it out, and move from one location to another. And that concludes our overview of BPM.